Well, recently we just published an article on our thesis with Jordi Deulofeu and Laura Morera, who are my directors. And I'm thrilled to share with you some of the progresses and some of the answers that we got from this research. Actually, the first question that we were posing to ourselves was, how can we enrich, from a mathematical perspective, of course, a teaching guide? So before answering that question, well, what is a teaching guide? So we conducted a little research on that as well. In the article, you can find the details where we answer this question. What is a teaching guide compared to a textbook? You know, teaching guides are the cornerstone of Innovamat's curriculum and resources, and that's how we communicate as curriculum creators to teachers. So the teaching guides for us are an obsession. But that is not enough. We also needed to define what is enrichment, what is mathematical enrichment. When we analyze richness of a mathematical activity, we think of the task and the management. The task needs to promote the processes, the mathematical practices, the mathematical habits of mind. The task needs to promote problem solving, reasoning and proof. All these habits of mind, all these mathematical practices that are key and that give meaning to content, which is the second component. The content needs to be rigorous. The content needs to be connected to what the curriculum, the standards say. The content needs to be relevant for the students. 3, the difficulty, the cognitive demand of the task needs to be also on the spot. It shouldn't be too easy, boring. It shouldn't be too hard, frustrating. It should be just in the middle. And that's the cognitive demand. On the other side, we have the management. And when we talk about management, we talk about the environment in the class. Are we allowing questions? Are we promoting mistakes and accepting mistakes? Is conversation welcome? Are we using manipulatives? The environment is also key, and it's a key component for enrichment, for mathematical enrichment. Then we have the differentiated instruction, how you attend the different levels in the class. Are you going to, is the teaching guide acknowledging that the kids have different levels? How can we help a struggler? How can we provide more challenges to the high flyers in the class? And last but not least, the assessment. The assessment requires, it's a big issue, it requires like a new thesis on its own, but it's also an enrichment component, because the assessment is what we value as teachers, and therefore the assessment needs to be connected to the processes, to the contents, and not only assess if the kid is able to add or subtract, but also many more layers of mathematical competence. With all this picture, we have the components for enrichment. I hope that they are useful to keep in mind when you use resources, Innovamat's resources or whatever. When you create your own activities, keep this list in mind. It should be helpful. And if you want to dive deeper, you always can read the full article, which is shared on the internet. Thank you.